After World War I ended, Japan, United States, France, Austria-Hungary, Germany, and Britain signed the Treaty of Versailles. Even though all the countries signed the treaty, Germany and Austria-Hungary were not involved in the making of the document. It was a peace treaty to declare the end of World War I and was meant to ensure an everlasting peace between one another, and was officially created in Paris, France on June 28, 1919, although it wasn't known the treaty would eventually create more problems in the future. World War II in Europe began when Hitler's Nazi Germany attacked Poland. The countries that fought against Germany and the Axis powers in Europe were called the Allied powers. The main Allied powers in Europe were Great Britain, the Soviet Union, and France. Later, the United States hoped in defeating Hitler. During World War I, the German Empire was one of the Central Powers that lost the war. It began participation in the conflict after the declaration of war against Serbia by its ally, Austria-Hungary. Germany was still recovering from World War I, facing Great Depression. Hitler offered simple answers to these problems. Nationalism. He believed that the Aryan race was the original German race and that Jews and lesser races should be exterminated. He believed that he could start a world empire. On January 30, 1933, Adolf Hitler was named Chancellor, the most powerful position in the German government by the aged President Hindenburg. Once in power, Hitler moved quickly to end Germany's democracy. He convinced his cabinet to invoke emergency clauses of the Constitution that permitted the suspension of individual freedoms of press, speech, and assembly. The Nuremberg Laws was a law for the protection of German blood and German honor. It prohibited marriages and extramarital intercourse between Jews and Germans, and forbade the employment of German females under 45 in Jewish households. Anyone who had 3 or 4 Jewish grandparents were considered Jews. Hitler tried to kill off the Jews, but he felt it was going too slow. Therefore, Hitler created concentration and death camps as his final solution. Jews were sent to either camps, mostly depending on their physical status. They would either be sent to die or work, yet some in the concentration camps would die from various reasons. Joseph Mengele was a researcher with a doctorate in anthropology and medicine. He then joined the Nazi Party in 1937, becoming a battalion medical officer. He then transferred to Auschwitz in 1943, where he would experiment on the Jews without caring much for their health. Later on, he died on February 7, 1979, from drowning after having a stroke. Many survivors had no home to return to. Displaced person camps were established for homeless survivors. Many organizations were organized to offer relief and hope for these survivors. Many immigrated out of Europe, and some countries are still struggling to rebuild their country after the devastation of World War II. Around 6 million Jews died. The Nazis killed 500,000 gypsies, 250,000 disabled people, and over 3 million Soviet POWs. The Treaty of Versailles caused the Germans to want to get back from being humiliated. Germany needed someone to blame, and in the end they decided to blame the Jews. Concentration and death camps caused the population of Jews to decrease.